Oh, here we go. Boom. Yo, people, today, this is a great one, right? We get to talk to director Haider Zafar. We have got actors Aakash Shukal, Sasha Vadher, and the one and only Marcus Flemming back in the house to talk all things Before Nikkah. People, thank you so much for your time. It's so good to see you all.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us, man. Pleasure to be
here. No worries at all, man. I watched the film today and
wow.
God damn it, I hated the end. I hated the end so much because you pieces of shit left me wanting so much more. I'm just like, you cannot leave me with this. What are you doing to me?
We're giving you part two.
Like, tremendous job.
was that an official announcement there?
Oh God.
I mean, I hope there will be more because it was so interesting. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And Marcus, we talked about Linklaters before trilogy. You know what I mean? Love those films, right? So having this, it was interesting because, you know, and I've seen people, you know, say it's, a similar thing too, but I feel it's its own thing. I feel it's its own thing because the beats and the flows of the film are very different in the relationship between, you know, Hawk and Delphi, the way they navigate that day, time, you know, that period together is very different from Isaam and Sara, and I love that. You know, so how did all of this come together? I guess Marcus, we'll start with you as you.
Sure. I think first and foremost, it's quite surprising that none of the actors and director corrected your pronunciation of the film.
I was
director's name.
hoping because
I was hoping they were going to jump in and help you out, but they didn't help you out. They left you hanging. And now, and if I didn't say anything,
it's too late. It's too late now.
Everyone would have thought the film's called Before Nikkah and stuff like that. So I'll let them correct themselves when they speak.
Kevin, I hope you've got a good relationship with Marcus because this guy's on you today. You're being so kind, and he's coming in thick and fast. He's like,
pause.
He's like Michael B. Jordan in Sinners.
We were like, hey man, creatives, interpretation.
Kevin, that wasn't me having a go at you. That was me having a go at them because they should have corrected you. You know what I mean? But anyway,
we're too polite.
Anyway, this was an idea that came from the mind of Haider Zafar. And he came up with it about 10 years ago, maybe longer than that, about 12 years ago. And we've been stewing on it for a few years. And then finally we got around to actually finally making it, which is incredible. And it's all from Haider's mind. So I'm going to let him tell you how he thought of it and where it came from.
Kevin, honestly, it wasn't too thought out in the sense that there was a concept of a guy and a girl meeting at Euston Station, and initially I had the girl coming to Euston and the guy was waiting for her, but we sort of switched that around, made more sense in this narrative, and they just spend the day together, and that was the seed of the idea. And then Marcus and I sat down over dinner one evening and probably spent several hours. It was quite some time that we always talk film, and we were supposed to have a couple of friends joining us, and for whatever reason they weren't able to make it. Let's just say it was loose overhead cables for the trains, And that sort of was brought into the narrative because it was funny. It was a great idea, you know, trains cancellations or sort of breaking down in this country is a fun one. And we sat that evening, had a chat, and then Marcus went away for 48 hours and he sent me the first draft, which was pretty close to the final draft as well. And that's how that came about. And then 2 weeks later, casting and shooting within 3 weeks. No idea how it happened, honestly.
Yo, that's really quick.
It's different. It's different. Yeah, it's different.
From sitting on an idea for years to then suddenly like going full throttle on it. That's like kind of crazy.
It was stupid, yeah. I mean, the good thing is that Haider had just shot with Sasha, because I knew Sasha from before. So they had worked on a little project that Haider was working on. So it was almost like, as we had the conversation about the film, we were like, okay, Sasha can play that role. So as soon as we finished the dinner, I messaged her straight away. I was like, do you want to be in the film? And she was like, yes. This is like midnight as well. She's like, yes, without even knowing what it's about. And then she read it and she's like, no, I don't.
What? I don't remember this.
She did.
Pay me more.
But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it was a initial idea was a girl in her job, and the dude wasn't obviously in her job. There's a girl in her job, and they were meant to meet at a train station. But yeah, I think we both reworked it that night. But then, as I started writing it, I was watching the Before trilogy as well as I was writing it as well, just to kind of get into the flow of the conversations.
Yeah.
So it is different. It is very different. But obviously the concept itself is very much the same.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the kernels of, you know what I mean, the idea there. But then the way you move from it, I think, is very refreshing. You know, you don't try and beat for beat play along, you know what I mean? You do your own thing, which is great, you know? Like,
thank you.
What was the thing that had you sit on this for so long though? Right? Why was now the time to make the film, guys?
I think 10 years ago, Sasha would have been too young to play the character. So I think it would have been awkward.
You sound like you're grunter.
She wasn't ready for the to get married and stuff.
You didn't make it.
You could have definitely paid me less if you booked me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, honestly, you know, timing, and you can't plan these things. I just couldn't imagine this film sort of coming about in any other way than it did. And one of the things that I've seen when Marcus and I collaborate is we might even have other ideas, and that they may just percolate, they may not come to fruition. But when the script is there and it makes sense and it's attainable on a modest budget or even like a no budget sort of situation, we then start working out what do we need and how can we make it, and then we'll just go and give it a go. Marcus is relentless. We just filmed another movie within the last couple of months, and I think he edited it within like 2 hours or something. It was relentless. Like the film's 2 hours long and he edited it in 2 hours. I don't know how, like real-time editing. It's amazing.
We think Marcus is AI. There's a lot of
he is AI. He's not there right now.
Yeah. He does
I
not
would
stop.
say some of the things that comes out of his mouth, to be fair.
Well, the crazy thing was, I remember talking to Marcus, and he's been like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm not gonna direct or do anything." And then it's just like, I just see 2 films. You're like, yeah, 2024 went a bit crazy, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
He had a break in 24. He had a break.
I did. I had a massive break
to actually make films, but then, just He's back.
Yeah, I am. But I'm sure I'll take another break soon, and then make another 2 films. But yeah, it was. I think what Haider said is exactly right. Like sometimes an idea is just not in the right place at the right time, and we weren't good enough to make that film 10 years ago, and we didn't have a script, and we didn't have. It was just an idea, and we didn't have like where the idea ended, where it began. And I think at that stage when we wrote the script, we were way more confident, way more experienced. Just the things were in place. Like for example, Sasha knew Aakash at that time, and then I knew Aakash from 10 years ago, and he was now an actor. He wasn't an actor 10 years ago, so everything was kind of just in the right place to make it work.
Timing, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Aakash, like when you first saw the script, like what were your initial views on that?
Oh, I mean, super interesting. The initial script that came my way for the audition was the one where he's mentioning I don't want to give too many spoilers, but yields of babies and the amount of people he might have to want to have sex with to get those babies and things like that. So I was like, this is an interesting one. I don't think I've really seen anything like this before. But no, it just seemed really fun. And yeah, he seemed like a really passionate character of questionable things, but passionate about what he's talking about. And yeah, it just seemed like a lot of fun. And I wanted to see where it would go. And then when we found out, obviously, like it was going to be me and Sasha, we just knew we were going to have fun with it and mess around with each other. So yeah, I loved it.
He actually he had some notes. He had some notes for us. He had some extreme notes for us. Yeah. We did a reading. We done 2 readings. The first reading he just got the job, so he didn't say much. But then when 2 readings into it, he had a lot to say about a few things. Yeah. Which actually helped the film, in fairness. It actually helped the film. But yeah.
I think he's writing the sequel, I think.
Yeah. Listen, we had a great up until 4 a.m. session. Essentially.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It actually was.
But no, back to the original script with the stuff he's saying that I was giving notes about. It was just that I think originally Isaam was a little bit less likable. And I just thought if you're going to spend an hour and a half getting to know just these two, there's not like any action, there's nothing else going on, it's just them two speaking. If you just really dislike one of those people, it's just going to be why is Sara like even putting up with this nonsense? Which, to be fair, there probably are times where Isaam is like that anyway, but you do wouldn't want it for the entire hour and a half. So that was kind of
It was very valid. Very valid. Yeah.
That makes sense.
He had to save the cat at some point.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say props to you for having watched the film and watched us talk for an hour and a half and be like, hey, I want to now speak to these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even I wouldn't want to speak to like
It is quite dialogue heavy.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting, like the nuance of the film, because you can have a great script, you can have great direction, cinematography, but without your performances, we don't have a film, right? We don't have anything pulling people and keeping them captivated. And the chemistry between you two is very interesting, because at the beginning, you buy it's these two people, it's this awkward kind of thing, like they don't know each other. And then we get that whole kind of, there's still these barriers up. But as the day goes on, we can see the changes. You know what I mean? And I think it's just in these subtle little nuances throughout that we see these things. And I think that is really that keeps you wanting more, keeps you watching, keeps you captivated and just enjoying this experience. So it was just like, yeah, tremendous, man. So like
It is
anytime
a
to be able
testament
to
to them
talk
both.
to people putting this kind of thing together, you're gonna jump at that, you know what I mean?
No, I really appreciate that, man. I think
But
it's also, I've said to the team as well, like I've actually liked the film more on rewatches, because now you've seen that journey of like them having those walls up and then you start to break it down. When you go back and see it again, you get like a different viewpoint of the whole thing, and you're like, oh, like I know this is, they're going to break this down. I can see where they want to try and come in and they're trying to do something. It's not quite working with the other person. So yeah, I love that personally, which is also why I'm saying the sequel needs to happen. But you know, just saying.
Oh my god!
like, Sara, like, how did you like? You know, obviously in the first, you know, draft, there's the hijab, and so the difference is. So, what was your kind of journey with this character?
Sorry, I just missed the last thing you said.
What was your journey?
Oh,
Sasha?
I just like what was your kind of, yeah? How did you find the changes in the script, and you know, being able to vibe with the character?
Yes. So first, when I got the script, my initial impression was, wow, this is a lot of dialogue and a lot of concepts I'm going to have to familiarize myself with. So, and as we've learned, Marcus does not waste time. So he wanted an answer very quickly if I wanted to be on board. So I just kind of agreed to it. But I did have my work cut out for me, definitely. And I think I did really enjoy the character. I think there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences that I have with the character. So it was interesting to navigate that. I feel like we're similar in the sense that my character is very outspoken and she doesn't really allow Isaam to kind of get away with anything. But then we obviously do have differences. Like any man that's dated me would know he would not be able to get away with such a cheap date. Walking around would never happen.
I'm sorry, did you say that you aren't outspoken?
No, that's a similarity.
Okay, fine.
So there was a bit of both, but overall, I really enjoyed playing the character.
Oh god! I mean, she's the one walking him around, is she not?
Yes, I would say this is my difference with the character.
Okay, you wouldn't walk him around. You would just sit him down. What a shit job!
Every now and then they did sit down for a little bite to eat.
They
or
did.
A little park
They did.
bench conversation. There's a lot of walking around London.
So much walking. So much walking.
Yeah,
And
we
one,
got
I
our
think,
steps in.
20k steps.
I think the character, because I knew Sasha from before, I definitely tailored the character to Sasha's personality quirks, and a lot of dialogue is kind of what she would say or assume she would say. And I think when Aakash got the role, he definitely started to implant some of his own words and his own feelings into the character as well. So, and of course, they knew each other from before as well. That's how that chemistry is so strong.
Yeah. Had you guys seen the Before trilogy, like before jumping into this film?
I can answer that one.
Yes, you please, Haider, you answer that one.
Yeah. So somebody provided the Criterion Blu-ray for somebody else to watch the trilogy.
2 people.
And that Blu-ray, I think, came back to me maybe the last couple of weeks, maybe even month. And
it was clean. It wasn't touched. There was no finger marks on it.
Untouched. Yeah. Absolutely. Like pristine, crisp, like just a little bit of dust on it. So no is the answer. They hadn't. And honestly, Kevin, the God's honest truth is that I actually think they did the right thing. And I say that because had they watched it, they just might have become something that was not congruent to either the character or to themselves. And yeah, I actually think they did the right thing, but I don't know.
That wasn't by choice, though, was it? They didn't do the right thing.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't by choice. Sliding doors moment.
Just lazy.
Yeah.
By choice. For me, it was by choice. I did watch the first one, but I watched it after we finished filming on purpose.
When we finish filming. When we finish filming.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm like, listen, man, I don't want to try and be an imitation of Ethan Hawke. Like,
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah,
Fair play.
like,
Yeah, fair play.
What's Sasha's excuse?
So for me,
Oh,
so that's why I pretend to freeze. Did that work?
Yeah. No, you moved a little bit.
It was a creative decision from me. I just really wanted to bring my own interpretation without it being an imitation of another piece of work.
Love
it.
Aakash just said that.
Oh,
Love
damn,
it.
okay.
If
I've
you
got nothing. I've got nothing.
Love it.
ChatGPT, how can I make this like?
She is
Ask
so
me,
media
ask me.
trained. It's unbelievable. So media trained, honestly. But thanks for the Blu-ray back. I think Sasha didn't also have a Blu-ray player, so
That is true. We are in
yeah,
2025.
we are.
Does anyone have a Blu-ray player?
Just some losers out there. Just some lovers of film, you know, all those film lovers out there.
There's people who take your job seriously and that, Sash, it's fine.
Yeah. Who have a care for their craft and love for the
Still talking about Blu-ray.
the Renaissance and the je ne sais quoi. Just swirling in it. Oh my gosh.
We're fully taking this away from Kevin, honestly. We're just
Kevin's probably like, what have I done?
Yeah.
What have I done? Sorry, Kevin. Sorry.
No,
But the answer is
this
no, they
great.
haven't seen the film.
But
Yeah.
as I said, I do think it was probably and you said is probably the best thing, because you're not like trying to ape a performance that you saw, right? You're bringing that fresh take, and I think that's what really sets the film out, right? That it's not trying to be a clone of it's this different thing with different energy. So I think that's a good thing, really.
They won by default. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you give a compliment, man? Damn.
Both of you. Both of you won by default. Both of you. Oh my god.
How did you get the locations for this? There's a lot of it is outside, but then you're in Euston Station, right? You're filming in that cinema, which I wasn't quite sure where the hell that was. Like a lot of places, you'd be like, I know that. I was like, where the hell is that cinema? So how was it finding these locations and shooting?
The exteriors were, I would say, relatively easy. We had an idea in our mind. Where would we like to film this scene? Outside somewhere. Oh, let's go to Primrose Hill. Wonderful. Or let's go to Old Street, Shoreditch, wherever we can find Victoria Park, etc., etc. And then for the interiors, I would say we had found a wonderful place in. Marcus found a cafe bar in High Barnet, and we actually shot 1, 2, 3 scenes in one location. In fact, 4 scenes, because we went back to it. So 4 scenes in one location, and the space had different areas, so we could get away with it being multiple places, and that worked out quite nicely.
Right.
The cinema was in Welwyn Garden City. It's Campus West, my local cinema, and they were kind enough to allow us to come and film there. That was really, really nice. And then Euston Station, we had to get permits and apply for filming there, which Marcus sorted out wonderfully. And we had, I can't remember if it was 3 hours or 4 hours to film all the Euston stuff, but it was relatively quick. But everything else was just cowboyed and winged. Yeah, anything exterior wise.
At the fun fair.
Oh god. Oh, okay. That was not winged, actually. Yeah. So again, that was, I don't know how Marcus pulled that one off. He somehow found that fireworks were taking place. I believe it was in Ruislip,
In Ruislip, yeah.
there was a fun fair, and we just had permission to go right next to the fireworks and film that, and it added so much magic. It wasn't necessarily part of the script, but we incorporated it because it was something visually interesting that we could have given expanse to.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the way we shoot is we're pretty quick, and Haider actually shot everything himself. So he was walking around London with his camera. So he's directing and shooting at the same time, which I don't know how he did that, but he did. So yeah, we got away with a lot of stuff because it was a very minimal crew, just myself, Haider, sound person, makeup artist who would just sit in her car. And
sorry, Sarah.
And just one other person, typically. So sometimes it just looked like we were just shooting a YouTube video. So we got away with a lot. One time in King's Cross, we didn't get away with something. We nearly got arrested. But for the most part, we got away with a lot. And we've done the same thing
is a little bit heightened drama. Arrested.
Yeah, but a little bit. But
this guy's a writer.
You ruined it.
I love this guy. I don't want a record. We were running from the
thankfully I wasn't there at that moment. So if they did get arrested, I would have been fine. But yeah, so we
survived.
Yeah, but also Haider shot with just Aakash on a train. And that is wholly illegal. So if anyone wants to report them, go for it.
Just to let you know, I have the footage of the train. It was a train in Essex. We did get permission, and it was all done in VFX. So thank you.
That was legit. All right.
That was not fucking legit.
It was so legit.
That's not legit at all.
This guy's tanking his own film production company.
Sabotage.
We are never going to raise finance for the next one.
Oh my god!
Yeah, these guys do all this illegal stuff. Someone's probably going to get arrested.
Kevin, honestly, the problem is that independent film is so difficult to make. You just got to turn up and do it. Just got to do it, and then. What's it called? Repent later or something.
Yes. Very much so.
We've got a lot of repenting to do at the end of our lives. Especially if we keep making films the way we do. Just turned up to Morocco. You right, boys? How's it going? Yeah, let's get a camera up. Action. Oh, I love it.
Oh man. Like, how was it, Haddi, like directing and doing the cinematography?
I'll try and say this in the most diplomatic way possible, and I keep saying this, and Marcus tries to correct me. So when it comes to the directing, yes, there was certain directing going on, but in all honesty, a lot of it was turning up to a location, putting up the camera, pressing record, and it was the performances that were doing the magic. I honestly do not remember too much directing. I just remember this is the staging, this is what I'd like to do, and then we would just go for it. And then the massaging would happen, and if there was any massaging in the edit, but you may have noticed that a lot of the sequences have these long walk and talks, so we're not even cutting unnecessarily. We're just allowing them to do their magic. So a testament is to those two performing 10 to 15 pages of dialogue over the period of like 9 days or something. It was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
You know what? I'm gonna let Sasha and Aakash verify if that's true or not. Is that true?
Sash.
100%. Just say yes.
No, look, I mean, I think there's a lot of trust between the entire team. I think we did a rehearsal day beforehand, so where we did go through certain things. I think in that sort of rehearsal day, I think we probably would have nailed certain things of like if we're really away from the kind of stuff that Heather or Marcus want the film to be like, then we would have kind of hit it there. After that, I think it was just the trust of, you know, you got like a 2-3 minute scene where you guys are just talking nonstop. Is the right feel coming across? And I think this, the way that this film is, where it's just these two people getting to know each other, even if there is something that's slightly awkward or jilted or not quite working between them, it actually works for the entire film. So
yeah.
Honestly, Kevin, one of the things is... Sorry, go on, Sasha.
There was just one occasion where Marcus and Haider just cut and sent me in a car to a walk.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
That wasn't me.
breaking up.
What she said was there was one moment where wasn't me, it was Haider. He said, there she is, where Haider said, we were about to shoot a scene, and it was in the cinema actually. And these two, I don't know what was going on between these two, but there was some friction. And Haider was like, just go away. Get away. He was angry. He went, get away. Come back when you sort out your issues, and then we'll
He
start.
was diplomatic, not angry. Diplomatic.
He was diplomatically angry, and told him to sling a hook and sort their issues out and come back and start shooting. Because honestly, they were awful that morning. They were terrible. They were absolutely awful.
Sash, you want to say something about this?
You know what? This
Sasha,
crazy thing? I think she actually has legitimately paused this time, because that's really impressive acting if she hasn't paused. Let me try and do that one.
Oh, you did it! You did it! Nice one. That's really good.
Well done.
Oh gosh, are you back? Are you back?
Yeah, she's back.
No, I'm actually in Lake Como.
Are you being
Oh,
serious?
you're in Lake Como, right?
Of course you are. Of course you are. This girl, man. Honestly,
I don't know what to say
Nice
right now.
song.
Yeah, isn't it? It is. It is. Maybe Sachi can tell them where you've been over the past 6 weeks.
Yeah, all the places.
Vegas,
Yeah,
Morocco, and now Lake Como.
I had to make up what I started to do on that day.
My God, that was 3 years ago.
Here I am in the Midlands, so you know, Wolverhampton, yeah.
Yeah. So, Sasha, what happened on that day of the cinema when you were politely asked to exit the premises?
Yes. We just cut the cameras and I was sent on a walk.
Both were. Both were.
I think
Yes.
we followed to save and understand the situation better. And yeah, they came back, and bizarrely, that scene in the cinema turns out to be one of the most emotional beats of the film. It's pretty relentless. It's Kevin. One of the problems that you'll find when you make a film is that on the day you might be capturing magic, but you might not know that it's magic until later, because you're just stressed about, we need to get this shot, we need to get that shot, all the different angles, and just managing the schedule, or just the amount of filming that needs to be done. And then you get into the edit and you watch it and you see it come to life, and the editor does a wonderful job of bringing the scenes together, and you're like, oh, this is actually working, and you just don't know until it's on that timeline. It's really tricky, but exciting.
Yeah, say like
the cinema scene was a great scene.
Yeah,
I love it. I really do. Yeah.
Mm.
And if I'm
when
correct,
you have a film like,
no, so I was just going to say, if I'm correct, Sasha, correct me if I'm wrong, you did this awesome hand on the arm in the cinema.
yes, yeah,
That was you naturally doing that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Love it. See, that's the kind of magic. See, I this is what I was saying to you. We put the camera up, they do the magic. There was no directing going on. Actors direct themselves. Mwah. Pause Marcus quick before he says something.
Oh, but I think like exactly that same thing from the actor side is so true, because we all do what we're going to do. Sometimes, you know, you might do multiple takes. Obviously, in this film, we didn't have the time to do 1,500 takes of like 3 minutes each. But we don't know what is coming across to the camera, or you know, like this is why, like, you know, some actors are really getting their own head of like, should I do it like this, or did I do it like this, or should I put this line like this? But then, you know, you just put all of your trust in the editor and the director and the cinematographers, that they can do everything. Obviously, all of that was Heather in this one, and like just watching it all come out in the end. And
I didn't edit it, by the way. I didn't. We
You
had a
did.
wonderful edit.
You did.
I helped.
you were
Massage.
you were massaging. You were still there. And so yeah, watching it all come out, and you're like, these guys, they did something special. So props to them.
Props to all of you.
But let me ask you about that, right? Because there's times when you can watch a film and the cast is incredible, but it just doesn't resonate, right? And you're thinking, why isn't this hitting me? You know what I mean? Because I've seen all of these people in things before, and they've been great. They've given emotional performances, but this one film is just not doing it. So I kind of feel, right, it's the environment that is being created for everyone to do their thing. You know what I mean? So I think even in those moments when, you know, maybe not a lot of direction is happening, right, and it's left up to like you guys to perform, an environment has been created so you can do that thing. You feel comfortable enough to, you know what I mean, give these kind of performances. Would you say that's correct?
Kevin, before they answer that, what films have you seen where there's been a good cast, but the film's been shit? I would love to know.
Oh,
Oh boy,
this is dangerous.
how much time have we got? Like...
And not only are you trying to stop my career, where he starts slating all these films.
You just have to go to his YouTube channel to see what and what not is being slated. Oh God.
Oh dear.
I love it though. I love it.
Like,
I mostly agree with him.
Is crazy. All right. You know what? I'm gonna lay it out, right?
Oh, here we
There's
go.
this film,
Okay.
I think it's Palindrome. 6 rounds.
I love this guy. Oh my God. That was a touche moment. Touche.
That was good. That was good.
That was really good.
That was good. That was good.
Don't forget
good.
that awful blonde purple as well.
Blonde purple, awful. Cinematography is awful.
Damn it. That just
Who shot that film?
on. Jesus Christ.
Man, the lighting was all over the place. God.
Oh,
No
God.
one's going to listen to this podcast. It's just a bunch of clowns having a good time. I apologize, readers and listeners and viewers.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, you guys can answer the question. I've been roasted. I've been thoroughly roasted like a turkey. So you guys can
A turkey on Christmas.
Go for it.
Oh man.
Can you remind me what the question is?
The question was, were you given an environment that allowed you to explore?
Yeah. Sorry. There was all of this Marcus bashing, which I loved. So that took me away from everything else. But yeah, no, I think definitely, you know, I get what you mean. Sometimes the script is great, and like, you know, it just seems like there's something like missing from certain things. And I think just movie is they call it magic, right? because all these little bits have to come together. And so I think, the fact that me and Sasha just off screen, we have a lot of fun with each other. I think that definitely helped because there's a lot of ease there. And so with this much dialogue and very opinionated, discussions, I think if you don't feel that ease with the other person, that's not going to come across. If we don't feel the trust from the director, that's also not going to happen. If Marcus isn't feeding you constantly, then obviously it isn't going to happen. So yeah, I just think everything kind of came together in the way that we all just felt like a team, especially we were saying with some of the ways that we were going about some of the shots, where it was just like, we're just going to go there and do it. It just felt like all of us were in it together. We're just trying to make something happen and have fun while we're doing it. So I think all of that kind of came across on screen, hopefully.
Yeah,
100%.
Now, one thing though about that, like you and Sasha have, you know each other, so there's that chemistry, which is great, and it definitely helps with the film. But also, what I'm curious about, how, because at the beginning, when Iz and Sara first meet, like there is that awkwardness, right? And there is that kind of bumping of heads and all of this kind of thing. So how easy is it to do that when you are friends, you know each other, you know what I mean? Like, Like, was it difficult to get that awkwardness part down? Like, where it doesn't feel forced, you know what I mean?
Sasha,
I think for me, I was very comfortable on set because obviously I've known Aakash for years, we've been friends for ages, and then Marcus and Haider have this beautiful way of just allowing you to bring your own energy to set. They're not like stuck to their script or exactly what they want, so you can kind of try out different things. And I feel like for the awkward part, I think I was just imagining how the character would feel in that moment if she has been stood up, she's been waiting around. So for me, it was quite easy to get into that headspace.
Aakash?
How about you, Aakash?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little curious about this as well. But like before we were going to film, whether we were going to seem too like have too much chemistry from the start. I really enjoyed playing that. I think Sasha enjoyed ripping me a little bit, especially at the start with those little power plays. I think I've got one over on her a little one too many times. So I think she was like relishing this to be like, all right, late again, okay, all that kind of no, but it was super fun, and I really loved the challenge of being able to, because off screen we're just so like so naturally like have that chemistry, to be able to kind of like drip feed it and to be like, okay, like at this point, because obviously we're not filming in sequence, so to be able to be like, okay, at this point they're probably about here in a sort of chemistry level, and then kind of doing that, I love that that challenge, and I think hopefully it came across as well.
Yeah, no, it definitely does come across, and I think that's the interesting thing of it. And I think one big thing is, like, a lot of times you watch films and you've got two people meeting, and straight away they're great, and there's no missteps, there's no fumbling of things, it's just perfect conversations. But this, it felt so natural, because the amount of times when you start talking to someone about something and then suddenly you'd be like, oh shit, that reminds me of, and you never finish that first thing, you know what I mean? Or like, it's like you were late, right? And it's like, oh no, the train was delayed, but we never really get to what actually happens. And you feel there's moments when it's gonna come, but it doesn't. But that happens in life. And I think that I really love that part of it, because it really helped the film feel so real, Because
say, like,
watching before
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh. No, go on.
I'd say a lot of that is a massive testament to Marcus's writing, because like that also helped us as well. Because you have these like natural conversations, but as you can see, with the film goes on, they get deeper and they get a little bit more into everything.
Yeah.
Whereas Guy is more jilted, and that all comes from the man himself. So yeah, all props to him.
Thank you.
I mean, how is Marcus, like, you know, in all seriousness, in all seriousness. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now, you know, right? I think Blonde Purple was some tremendous writing. Like, that's
Thank
up
you.
there with things like Inside Man, and just is so good. So good. How was it writing this? Because, as I said, you're having to write dialogue that doesn't always finish, right? You have to write things that aren't going that natural route of, say, a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, so how difficult was that process of writing this kind of thing out?
Strangely enough, it was easier than writing Blonde Purple, because Blonde Purple is more structured. It's more, you know, you've seen it. It's like there's flashbacks, there's more characters.
Yeah.
But if you look at Blonde Purple and it's kind of nebulous, it's very similar, because you have the girl in the bank and you have the bank robber, and literally all they're doing is talking to each other for the whole film, and you have the flashbacks that interrupt that. Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. This was a lot easier because I wrote it in such a short burst. I only had those two characters talking to each other, and it's a bit like what Tarantino says, which is the characters will do the work for you. You know, you can start off the dialogue. You can say, okay, this is Sara, this is Isaam, this is how they think. One person thinks this way, one person thinks this way. Have a conversation. And that's what happens. And it just kind of, it's like you get into a flow state and then you just write the whole thing. But I was very conscious of the fact that I wanted conversations to start and then stop, because it happens all the time. Like you said, like you're talking, if you have a good relationship with a friend, like you may be talking about one thing and then forget you're talking about it and talk about something else and then come back to it later on. So I wanted this to be as naturalistic as possible. And I don't think that happens in Before Sunset and Before Sunrise. I can't remember. But it was definitely a feature that I wanted to make quite prevalent in this script. So to answer your question, it was actually kind of easy without sounding arrogant. It was more a case of just getting it done. Two characters did all the work for me. Right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen in Before Sunrise for sure.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Because that's the thing, because I love that film so much, right? But when you look at it, I think multiple times, you do see that the conversations aren't necessarily typical conversations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So
yeah.
So I think it is interesting. I think that was the big thing that kind of jumped out. Like, firstly, like the conversation structure of this, and also the fact that they're not always together. Like, you kind of break it up a little bit, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah, I think that was something that I definitely wanted to do, because you see them with other people and how they behave with other people in comparison to how they behave with each other, and you get more because I think most people typically act different around different people. So it's good to see a character's facets. I don't think Isaam meets anyone else. No, he does. He meets his auntie. But yeah, I think it's always good to show how characters behave in different situations. Then I think Aakash has mentioned this a few times. Like when you watch a sitcom, you suddenly know how a character will behave in a certain situation, so it makes things even funnier, or you get more of a depth into how they think. So that was definitely done on purpose. Definitely done on purpose. And also the way the film begins, where we kind of have, and Haider shot this beautifully, we have these snapshots of how they actually arranged to meet in the first place. Typically in an Asian film like this, you'd have the whole conversation around the dinner table. It would last for like 20 minutes. And he'd be like, I don't want to meet anyone. It'd be like a really dragged out process. And I was like, fuck that. Let's just get straight to the action. Let's get straight to the meat and potatoes. So yeah, it was definitely conscious decisions that we made there.
Can I
I
also
love the opening as well.
Yeah, the opening is great.
I love it.
One thing we haven't discussed before is that I love the energy difference between the two, because when Sasha's talking to her friend, it's all like this, like, oh my god, yeah, oh wow, and there's music in behind, all that kind of stuff. And his is more just like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, thanks, okay, I'll do this, fine. But like, just that whole difference already gets you into the feel of things, and you don't need to then do the whole thing like you're saying, Marcus.
Exactly.
And also going back to what you were saying with him writing the script and making conversations that kind of they will never come back. You did bring some back, where it's not really like there might be something that was said like an hour before, and they kind of bring it back afterwards. And only the people who are really like paying attention to some of these conversations will know what's going on. And I like the fact that it's not like spoon fed to the audience.
Yeah. I actually think all the conversations come back. I think they all come back. And I think the audience, that when we've seen it with the audiences, I think that's the thing they love Sasha and Aakash and Haider's amazing work. But I think they do connect with the idea of these are like natural conversations, and they have mentioned that they have identified it feels like two people just talking on camera, and it feels like there's no script, which is a huge testament to
That's amazing.
to actors. Yeah.
Like a documentary going on a halal day. Love it. Told you there wasn't a direct.
Like, was the energy at the beginning because Sasha is like 23 and you're nearly 50? Okay. Like, you were bringing her a present and she says you're nearly 50. I would have taken that shit back.
Listen, man, when you've been in Asian families, you just got to take it, man. You just got to take that medicine.
That got such a big laugh, honestly. It's so good. I love that scene with the auntie. It's just so good.
Yeah.
What was the question again? Sorry, what?
It wasn't. He just roasted Aakash. It was
just an astute observation.
That's it. Yeah.
On age.
Hey, bud, I thought you were going to look a bit younger in person. Yes, bro.
Oh god.
We haven't done one of these road shows for quite a while, so I didn't know how this was going to pan out. We were on tour together, like a cheeky band, going up to Manchester, Bradford,
Paris,
London twice, Paris. Oh my
God!
Yeah. We do not talk about Paris.
There's lovely scenery.
Beautiful. Oh my god, Paris is amazing.
And I was the only
well, not everyone seems to think Paris is amazing.
No.
Exactly. Sarah doesn't think Paris.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love the push and pull between them, honestly.
When dramatic,
but when thinking about the shooting this film, because it's just two people, how was that shot structure kind of thought about? Because to keep it interesting, because we're just following two people have these conversations, so like to create these different scenarios, these different looks, like how conscious was it to be like, okay, we need to break it up, have them here, let's shoot it from this angle, let's do this?
Do you know, it was interesting, Kevin? I guess one of the key things that we did was try to make each scene either a unique space or a new place, just to keep the journey moving forwards in some capacity. And what had happened was, in the script, there was key locations that were very clear. We're going to be at Euston Station, or we're going to be an interior bar, or whatever in that sense. But then a lot of the exteriors, because we weren't 100% sure which locations we were going to be at, it would be, the scene would still be broken down into scene number, and then exterior could be walking on streets, or it could be a park or something. And then what we did was we sort of, in our own minds, broke it down where we went. So first few scenes, we've got this exterior, or what, like meet in the we've got the house to establish both of them. Then we've got this Euston Station, and then we go for a walk, and we walk into a cafe. We sit in the cafe, have a chat, we leave. So we tried our best to change it up, to go from in to out, just to keep things progressing in some capacity, and visually have it aesthetically pleasing for the audience as well. But one of the things you might notice is that when the characters are sat, the camera is also sitting, and when the characters are moving, the camera is moving. Most of the time. Try to consciously do that, just from a visual language as well, and let them do the magic. Just keep a nice 2-shot and then singles. It was a very simple cinematography process, but I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think it works for the film that we've made.
Were you wearing a rig for the walking scenes?
Do you know, I look, in hindsight, I wish I was. I really do.
He knows you weren't wearing a rig. He knows you weren't wearing a rig.
Has he said some comments? Has he said some
No, he
stuff?
just said the comment.
Cheeky. So yeah, look, let's not beat around the bush, but the only thing that's been slated in this film is the cinematography. All right, camera's moving around too much, like it's on the Titanic sinking. I can't do anything about it. It's done. I didn't have a rig. All right, I'm sorry. We didn't have the budget. We just didn't. Part 2, it'll be a lot more smoother. I promise.
And like I've said on some of the Q&As before as well, like sometimes in these shots, I'm watching Heather go backwards into London roads, right? I'm like, is gonna fall, get run over, hit someone else. Like, there's so many things that can happen. So I'm like this was like Sara, like saying all these things, but like my peripheral vision is like, bro, I hope you don't die. Please don't.
3 to 5 minute takes, Kevin. 3 to 5 minute takes of walking backwards. Like it's taxing. Yeah.
But that was a choice.
Sure.
He wanted, it was a choice. He wanted to do it like that, and that's how it
You
looks.
didn't get me an easy rig. Yeah, sure. Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a visual language choice by the cinematographer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So no, it does. I think it does work though. Like, because the film has this.
Come on, Kevin. Just be honest. All right, Kevin. Don't beat around the bush. Just stop being polite. All right. I don't know what Marcus is paying you behind the scenes, but just say what you love. Say what you don't. You know, that 2-star review is not going to get any higher.
Wait, you think you weren't 2 stars? Bruh.
Oh my god. I'm in pain. Oh. Thank you.
Oh god.
No,
Wow.
but to be fair to Heather,
man.
like, yeah, obviously they say some of the comments in the Q&As were it was a bit shaky and there was like a bit of light coming through and all that in some of them. But one of the other like things that most said was how beautiful the film was, and how some of these shots were just like perfectly executed. And so like that's got nothing to do with us. That was all Heather. And like I think one of the big things that really, really excels in the films is just how beautiful the whole thing looks and the way that you've done the scenery. So like so many like I was going to try to say something other than props because I said it about 15 times in this thing, but just yeah, bro. Yeah.
And I personally feel like it feels like you're walking with the characters when the camera's a bit bumpy. I think it adds to it. I think it makes you feel you're involved. I like it.
Nice.
Bumpy.
I love it. You know, camera's a bit bumpy. Guy was walking on, glass.
Oh God.
So much shade. It's a bit bumpy.
Kevin, all I can say is you just wait for the model, and then all these 2 stars are going to be
2.5.
2.5. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We
You
tried to learn from our...
literally could feel the bumps. That is it.
Oh God. This is so painful. Honestly, my next film is going to be on a tripod. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a tripod. Not a single handheld shot.
You're gonna hold the tripod this time.
Just going to hold the tripod.
Moving tripod. Oh God.
Oh man. Okay.
Hopefully, Kevin, you can edit out any nonsense, right? Is that? Or is it how it works?
Ooh. So we're going to start with, hey guys, bye guys.
Oh God.
We've already put in that one. We might have got arrested.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Racism.
Yeah, you insulted.
It started off with
insulted
that.
the French.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marcus started roasting Kevin. Kevin started roasting Marcus. Great
You
time.
got roasted.
Yeah, I got roasted.
You got roasted. You got a stray.
Yeah.
Sasha's the only one that's media trained.
No, she roasted you. She said bumpy.
No.
Bumpy. No one's called cinematography bumpy yet.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It was natural, like
Before Nikkah. Cinematography. Bumpy.
Oh my God.
Haider Bumpy Zafar. I like that. Good name.
No, I'm not.
Yo, Bob, how's it going, bro?
Oh my God, this is so painful. I don't know what to say. I hope Roger Deakins doesn't listen to this podcast.
Oh God.
Bumpy.
So Kevin, how's it going? Are you in London? Are you keeping well? Any good films on the horizon?
Deflection.
Oh man. You know what? I don't even. There's like F1 coming, right? But Fantastic Four. There's things coming. But I will say the first film, because there's been a lot of big films, right, that have been talked about. I think the 2 films that really, I think, up the bar for me this year were The Return with Juliette Binoche and Ralph Fiennes, and Sinners.
Sinners, yeah.
Those were the first 2 films that made me go, shit, this is good.
Yeah.
Like we've had some decent films, some okay films, but out of the big films, you know what I mean? And I don't even think Sinners was meant to be that big, or The Return, really. But yeah, those 2 were tremendous.
Yeah, last year was awful.
Okay. I thought Thunderbolts was interesting.
That was. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I thought Thunderbolts and Captain America were interesting because I thought they were different to the other Marvel films. Like I thought Captain America was more of a political drama, political thriller. And Thunderbolts, it looked at like the human condition. You know what I mean? We're taking like that imposter syndrome, like the loss that all of these people have had, and not going, we can brush over it. Like we're sitting in it for this like 2 hours. So I thought those were interesting. But yeah, I don't really know, man. I don't know. It's hard. I'm hoping Ballerina's going to be good, but Don't know.
Probably not.
We'll have to wait and see.
Probably not. Probably not. Sinners was good though. Sinners was good.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah.
So the model is next.
Yeah. So we just finished shooting the model, which stars Aakash and Sasha.
Shut up.
Say it the other way around.
Shut up.
Stars Sasha
With a
and
cameo
Aakash.
by this guy. Oh, stars them too. This guy.
Hey, did you have lines? Yes, you're starring.
Not only do you have lines, I think I have a song in there actually.
Yeah, you do. You did. It's gone. But yeah, we got the model,
Wait,
which stars
Did
Sasha.
you have him leave another voicemail? Because bye was like probably the line of the film.
So good.
You know what? That scene is awesome.
So good.
And it's written like that by words, but the performance of both the actors, especially Aakash in that moment, because it didn't say to do that voice or to do like he just took it to another level. And then Sasha's reactions as well were just out of this. Yeah. Great scene. Love that scene.
Probably my favorite, to be fair.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got Before Nikkah has been at the BAFTAs this year. We went to Paris with it last year. We are nominated for best independent film at the National Film Awards.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, and then White Guilt, a film that we made after
Also
Before Nikkah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, is at Rain Dance next month. So it's going good. It's been a good year. It's been a very good year. So all the hard work we put in over the past 10, 15 years is starting to pay off. Paying off now, and it feels good.
Have you seen White Guilt, Kevin, or will you try and come and watch it at Rain Dance?
Haven't seen it yet.
It'd be great.
Yeah,
if you come join us, it'd be great. Yeah,
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, it's a great film. Yeah,
I think you'll like it. Sasha's seen it. She loves it.
Yeah, all the other things.
Oh, I'd love an invite too much.
All the other things have been great. So.
Aakash, please come and join us at Rain Dance next month.
Yeah. Sure, I don't want the pity invite now.
Oh gosh, we haven't invited anybody. We're not very good on social.
Sasha made it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. She's seen a little screener. She saw a screener. She's but yeah, next month. Come on down.
I believe it's View Cinema Piccadilly. Oh. Oh my gosh.
Like how is like this aspect of the process for you guys, all of you, because you spent all this time making something, you know what I mean, like you really hone your skills to put out great performances, great scripts, direction, cinema, all of those things, and then it's whether it gets nominated for an award, whether it gets picked up for a ceremony, whether you get that acknowledgement for performances, for the work that you've done. Like, how does that kind of weigh on you for what you want to do next, for furthering, the goal of making more films, telling more stories?
That's a great question.
It's a really good question. It's a really
good question. Was that Aakash? Go for it, Aakash.
No, I was trying to send it to Sash. I was like, she's been too quiet for too long. No, for me personally, I think it is a really difficult thing because even we shot this in December 22, right? So the fact that things are only kind of happening now is it's crazy. Because you do something and then you're like, I'm not going to see this for ages. And like, even if I've done a great job, other people won't see it for even longer. So you're like, how can I like get somebody to be like, hey, listen, I've done something good, but don't hire me in 3 to 5 years, because obviously I already look 50. So
Boomer.
So yeah, it is like not a boomer. Yeah, but yeah, no, it is really difficult. I think like if you do hold on to that, you're just going to be in a really difficult place mentally. I think you're going to have far too much pressure on yourself. So it is a thing. Like now, I feel like I've gone kind of the other way, where if people ask me what I've done, I genuinely have I've completely forgotten. They're like, oh yeah, what have you done recently? I'm like, I did a film, yeah, at some point like last year, I think maybe. And then like I'll have friends who'll be like, you realize you just got off a project doing this. And I'm like, oh yeah, true. So like that's personally the way that I deal with it. That I'm just like, I'm always just looking forward to the next thing. And if and when things come out, people will like either like it or not. But I'll just keep trying to do my best every single time and just try and work as much as possible. Even if you're not on a film, you can always be practicing something. Yeah, that's the way I get through it personally.
Yeah. I think at this level of filmmaking that myself and Haider are at, I think award shows, festivals, unfortunately, are the biggest validation we can have, because if we were to make a big budget film and make $600 million gross, that would be a great measure of the success. But because we're not at that level, we have to look at the awards and look at the reviews, and it helps us to know that we're doing the right thing. Because if we were getting bad reviews and we weren't going to festivals, then we're kind of like wasting our time here. But the fact that we've slowly over the years start to get more recognition and go into places like BAFTA and Paris and stuff like that suggests that we're moving in the right direction, which then gives us the confidence to go and make something else. And when we make something else, be even more confident in the way we approach it, because we know we're doing the right things. But again, if we were working with big budgets, we would use a different measure stick in that sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'd say also, I mean, like, audiences in the Q&As were also their own level of validation, but good and bad. They gave us criticism as well. It wasn't all just everything was amazing. So that was also lovely, because we were with some of these people, they were really candid with what they wanted to say. So it was great, because it felt like, okay, they felt comfortable enough with us to say what they wanted to say. And whether we agree or disagree with what they say, it's great to get that feedback. And to be like, and especially because we've been Bradford, Manchester, Birmingham, Paris, London a few times. So if you've got certain themes coming up, like in all these different places, then you're like, oh, okay, cool. Actually, we get that. There's that kind of theme going on, something to take in. Whereas like sometimes if there's a critic, for example, who's writing a review, you maybe take it with a pinch of salt, because they have a very different way of watching and consuming a film versus the average person. And I think one of the things that I found personally in the Q&As is that generally the average people, the regular audience, they loved us. They loved everything about it. And even though they might have said, I would have liked if this happened, generally they connected with all of us. Yeah. So I think that was validation for all of us.
Yeah.
Kevin, I was just sorry, go.
No, what I was going to say, similar to what Aakash said, as we had screenings in many different locations, different places all had like different responses to the film. So jokes would land in different ways. Some audiences would find certain things funny, some things would land well in different crowds. And I think because of that, you start to watch the film with a different perspective every single time. You notice something new. So I really enjoyed watching the screenings in different places, because you just see it in a new, like, fresh pair of eyes each time. So it was really inspiring to see that.
I was just going to add that was one of the most exciting things, to screen the film at a multitude of cinemas with an audience and attaining their questions and finding out what they're thinking, and the fact that they were enjoying what we had done. And even if certain things might be rough around the edges or whatever, the enjoyment came from seeing something fresh, something new. And it does allow us to think about how we move forwards next. Well, I was just going to add, Kevin, that regardless of any kind of validation from awards or recognition, etc. And I think Marcus and I would probably agree on this, that come rain or shine, we hope to make films. So even if tomorrow somebody does or doesn't give us finance to make something, even if it's a tiny film that we just go out on the weekends again and make, we'll just keep going for it, because that's what we've been doing since, God knows, like 2006 or something. Just want to make stuff, tell stories, and hopefully at one point there will be audiences building, and we'll keep moving forwards. But I think the enjoyment is in the doing, even though it can be frustrating at times.
Yeah. But I think when you keep on coming with great stories, and that's noticeable. You know what I mean? It's just like when James Samuels did Harder They Fall, right? And then you're thinking, will the next one be any good? And Book of Clarence killed it, right? You're like, oh, awesome. I want to see the next thing. So it's just like when you watch, you know, any of your films, like you're like, what's next? I want to see the next one. You know what I mean? Because they're just good. Like I say, your cinematography on Blonde Purple was great, was fantastic. So
thank you.
Congrats on that. And it's just good because it's like, it's what, been 10 years since, wait, when did you directed your, when did you
We made the
direct your first
conversations.
film?
We made the Conversations in 2013, or it was released in 2013. That was our first film. Yeah. So it's been 12 years.
Yeah.
And before that, we made short films as well. So it's been long. It's been longer than that. Yeah.
This is what I was saying, that we've just been plowing and just doing and making. And I think you can look at the past and the back catalogue, or whatever you want to say, and there is a progress in our filmmaking. And going on to say that, even, you know, what you mentioned is like, there's progress, but then at some point, even if you do have a miss in whatever way in terms of a film idea, I don't think that should set us back, or we shouldn't look at it as a failure. We should look at it as an idea that we tried, and we just got to keep going and keep doing, I think.
Yeah. And whose assessment is it a miss?
Sure.
Because there's films that I don't like that other people love.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't love Devil Wears Prada, but I know someone does. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know what I mean?
We don't have
So
to
it's
name
just
names.
like,
He's done it, Marcus. He's done it.
He did.
He did
went
it.
big as well. He went big. He went from Mel Street. He went from Mel Street and Anne Hathaway.
I mean, off the record, I enjoyed Devil Wears Prada. Like, whatever. Like,
Loser.
yeah, thank you, but you know, I also enjoyed watching Mission Impossible, but that's another story too.
Loser.
He's just opening himself up to work with Tom Cruise and
yeah, exactly.
As you fool.
Tom's had his final reckoning. It's done. It's done. It's done.
I did think the Final Reckoning was better than Dead Reckoning.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. You're one of few.
I prefer Dead.
Because I thought it had a better flow to it than Dead Reckoning. Because Dead Reckoning, it felt like there's a lot of setup, and then you're doing things that you're just like, that makes no sense. You know what I mean?
I think I prefer the action in Dead Reckoning, but you're right. Like the most recent one has a bit more flow. Just I didn't like set pieces. Yeah.
You can. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, even like
art is subjective.
You know, yeah, everything's subjective. But it's just like, I don't think there's anyone that's got like a perfect run per se that you can go, every one of their films.
Villeneuve,
you know what I mean? There's always going to be like,
perfect
I love most of them. There was just that one that I didn't really resonate with, but you know what I mean? So I think it's just when you're telling stories, they're not all going to hit the same person the same way, but you can definitely always see the strengths of them, the things that were done well. Even if you don't like it, you can go, oh, but the direction was good, the script was good, I really like the acting from that one person, or this thing, boom, boom, boom. So there's always something you can take away from it. But I just think it's just, you can see the consistency in the stuff that you guys do. So I'm just like, that's gonna take you to that next thing, man, for sure.
Thank you. I think the difference is, again, like, unfortunately at this level, the margin of error is a bit vast, because if you're self-financing your film, you can't just keep making films and hoping that you're going to pay off one day, because you'll run out of money and be broke.
Yeah.
So you have to be very, that's why you have to be very kind of, you have to feel like it's progression, like you're investing into something that's going to lead somewhere. Otherwise, you are just spunking money up the wall, and you might as well just go to the bookie shop and put a bet on, honestly. Because you're going to win in the bookie shop one day. You know what I mean?
As Aakash says, or sorry, as Isaam says, he'd spend $1 million on a movie, and waste it, basically.
Yeah, literally. Literally, yeah.
Film for life. Exactly. You could just do so much more. Give it to charity or something.
No thanks.
Yeah. Honestly,
buy a rig.
It's a tough business.
You know what I mean?
We can only but try.
This point of, like, if you just love every single thing that this one director does, and they've basically done the same film like 500 times, like, are you pushing yourself enough creatively? Because like if you look at Marcus's films, like, they've been such wide genres as well. So like it's great because you're always trying something different, and like that's how you push the boat. That's how you get to the next place. Whereas if you're just stuck in the same thing, doing the same like gangster movie again and again and again, like, look, it's good, but it's just like, give us something else, man.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese.
I didn't at him. All right, I didn't at him. Well, maybe someone other than De Niro needs a role. All right, maybe you need an Indian up in here. Okay?
Maybe
Indian De Niro. Oh my god. Oh my god! I love
to do these 3-hour movies all the time. All right, Irishman should be the Indian man. Damn, son,
the Indian man. Sounds like a great film. Oh my god.
Marcus,
Oh my god, I'd love to do a spoof. That would be so much fun. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Kevin, you've definitely got a feel of what it's like being on road trips with us, man.
Yeah, Kevin, I hope you are getting what you set out to achieve with this call, because we just don't know what to do.
Not at all. The editing on this is going to be amazing. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
If you want to do a quick fire round,
I think that's what this is going to be.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
The one soundbite is going to be unknown actor starts going to Marcus Scorsese in racist rant about Irishmen.
That's the YouTube title right there.
YouTube title.
The algorithm's going to pick it right up. Oh my gosh. Sasha, say something fun. Anything.
I got nothing. I can't save this at this point. Done.
Now we know why she stays quiet.
Oh man,
I love it. Media trained to the T.
Woo. Bumpy.
So
That was a
bumpy.
compliment.
It's a compliment in the way that someone says someone's fat, and they're like, no, you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great thing.
Oh God.
Describe Haider Zafar's cinematography. Bumpy. My career is over before it even
It
started.
is. It is.
Honestly. Please hire me again. Thanks.
No, but they might employ you to do the Winter Olympics, but you've got that one where they're going over all those little bumps, right? You'd be
I love
perfect
this.
for that shit.
It's over.
Sasha, this was all you. This was all you.
It's over. It's over. It's officially over. I'm not getting that BSc award. It is over. Oh gosh.
Oh shit.
Check, please.
Oh dear.
Go on, Kevin. Let's do a quick fire round. Give you something good for this podcast. Otherwise, people are tuning out in like minute 5.
Okay. So the award ceremony, is that the 11th of June?
Ooh.
The independent
No, it's
Film
July.
Award.
It's July.
2nd of July, I believe it takes
Oh,
place.
is that in July?
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
The
no,
holiday.
the vote ends on the 11th, I think.
I think it's the 19th. Oh, sorry, 19th of
19th?
June. 19th of June,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
You guys, man, give me a heart attack out here.
Yeah.
What?
Hmm.
I
We're
just
worried
booked
about.
the trip for the 11th of June, and I was like, what?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep voting at 11th of June, 12th of June, 13th. You keep voting, son.
Kevin, you better voted.
Please. We need all the votes we can get.
Those are 2 different ways. I was like, you better vote. Please. If
Thank you, Kevin. Please.
He's not voting.
I need to look at the category. See who
Yeah,
else is
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey. I want you to be honest. Exactly that. Be honest.
Oh God. But if you're watching or listening, please do vote. Yeah, we'll put a description. We'll put it in the description maybe if Kevin lets us.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
nice. If that's possible, yeah.
The
link,
link,
yeah.
the link will
Link to the
be
voting.
in the
That'd be
description on the
amazing.
website.
Love it.
On the website.
On the YouTube.
On their website.
Oh man. Hopefully we could do this again for the model.
Yes, 100%. Definitely.
Can't wait for you to see that one.
It's very different to this one.
It's so different to anything, to any of them.
Anything. Yeah.
Um,
We got a rig for that one.
We had an easy rig at times,
Yeah.
which was helpful.
at times.
When the budget allowed. Oh God. One day we'll be given lights as well. One day.
Marcus, there's a lot of
How
shade
can
going on.
people
I know.
keep track of everything you were doing?
Aakash, want to go first?
I don't think even my parents know everything I'm doing, man. But yeah, socials, Aakash_7, AAKASH_7 on Instagram.
Fucking Jeffrey Dahmer over there.
Whoa. Listen,
Whoa.
this guy always he wants to 100, and not in the direction you think he's going to take it in as well. Whatever direction you think is he'll take it in the other one.
Dark and mysterious. I love that. Not even my parents know what I am.
I don't think you're allowed to call me dark, to be honest.
Sorry.
So maybe hold off on that one. All right.
Sorry.
But yeah, probably Instagram's probably the best place. I'm always doing something random. So yeah, join in on the fun.
Awesome.
Sash.
Sasha?
Yeah, I would say the same. Instagram's best place to keep track.
What's your Instagram?
Sasha Vadher.
Aakash_7. Okay.
Everyone's Instagram is Aakash_7. at IG.com. Oh god.
Haider, how do they find you?
You can just search for Haider Zafar, spelt HAIDER ZAFAR, and you will find me on the Insta as well. So see you there.
You can follow London New Wave on Instagram, and you'll see all the updates from all of these people and from myself.
So he's like, I don't want you to follow me personally.
No,
I've got no interest in you getting me at all. Just the work. Thank you very much.
Keep it profesh. Keep it profesh. Strictly business over here. Yeah, if you want to follow Marcus, you can find out about Liverpool and how crap they're doing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's Liverpool.
True.
Liverpool. That's all you'll see.
Worst thing to keep clicking on.
Oh man. Oh, this has been a lot of fun, guys. This has been so much
I hope
fun.
so. Hope you're not the same.
Insecure.
I hope you're being honest.
I know you said you love me, but
Exactly.
you love me? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how much would you say?
Yeah. If you were going to give it like a out of 5 stars, what are we looking at? A 2 or a 5?
What's the lowest star?
I've seen 0.5, I think. I think I have seen 0.5. Honestly, that star was like half coloured in. It was so badly slated. Honestly, just half a star. I don't know what film it was, but oh my lord!
Oh
God, I thought you said it was for
one of
us. I thought you said it was our film. I was like, Jesus.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe
Yeah,
after.
Maybe after Kevin votes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my god! Yeah, because Kevin's going to put a review up, I think, and yeah, let's see where that lands.
We'll see.
No, but thank you for doing this. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll see you at Rain Dance, hopefully. Yeah.
No doubt, man. No
Me and you will link together then on that one. I'm just bumming off your invite anyway, so.
See you there as well, Aakash.
When you put this out on Instagram, can you put like "It's gonna be a bumpy ride"?
Do you know what? White girl's a bit bumpy as well, to be fair. God's sake. Oh my god. Oh my, and the model, God, that it doesn't get bumpier than that. Jeez. All those shots on the rocks, just so bumpy.
Let's start a GoFundMe and get you a rig. I mean, that's the only thing.
That'll be amazing. That'll be so nice. Someone give this guy an easy rig. Just get it off the shoulder, please.
For 2 miles a day, Haider Zafar is walking with his camera.
I wish we could just put a picture of an easy rig up and then only $999.
$999. Oh my god.
I love it.
Oh man. Well, guys, again, this has been tremendous. I honestly did enjoy the film. So, like, it's great seeing. Firstly, it's great seeing great stories, but then it's also great just seeing from different character perspectives, because for ages it's just been the same archetypes we've had on screen. So
Yes.
when you get something like this, you know, it kind of reminded me of like Rye Lane, that it was just like, finally we've got a film with different people on our screen, and it's great. So yeah, it was fantastic. So well done, guys. And
Thank
I
you, Kevin.
really cannot wait to see what you all do next.
Thank you so much.
So
Appreciate it.
people, go follow Marcus, Haddi, Aakash, and Sasha, because yeah, we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of these guys coming up
Yes,
real
you will.
soon. So yeah, make sure you do that, and go watch and vote for Before
Nikkah. Nikkah.
Nikkah. Hey,
You got it. You did it. You made it.
so
Before
difficult
Nikkah.
pronouncing all these different words.
It is tricky. It is.
Non-British words.
It's nearly as difficult as marriage, but you know,
What is it called?
marriage. Before Nikkah. What is it? Nikkah. Oh Lord, it's all good. We're all.
I said it with so much confidence.
We're all
as well.
guilty.
That's the thing that really.
You got the before bit right. You got that right, and that's important.
I'm not even sure I did that. I think I fucked with that bit too.
No.
Watch Biffa. Before. Oh Lord. Before. That's the. Oh gosh. Right. Kevin, you should
Well,
exit before this turns into more chaos.
Yeah.
Smart decision.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been great. Thank you guys. And
No,
people,
thank you.
go watch the film and vote.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you did a little. You did this one, really? All right.